everybody, and welcome to the Penelope Possum channel with me, your hostess, Penelope the Possum. Sorry, we're having some minor technical difficulties. Nothing to worry about, nothing at all. I don't know why. You guys hear me? Saying you can't hear me. Oh dear. Anyways, I don't know what part of me decided we were doing a creepypasta reading tonight, but we are. Okay, you can hear me. Great! How's the audio? Is the audio okay? We'll be doing free horror music, no copyright by Power Music Factory. As our background music while we're reading the story. And of course, I'll be activating my voice mod to, you know, of course. It's been a long time since I've opened this. Ah. Okay. Alright, it's okay? Alright. I'll take okay. So we're gonna go maybe this voice? What do you think? This voice or something else?
Just
What do you
do
Fat cat. Fat cat. That's good. Alright. There is a very fat cat on my lap. Still fat. That is cat. Anyways. Alright. That's a while. That should be good.
Bias. Dead. Evil. Checking. Is it the
I got it.
It should be fine. Should be fine.
Alright.
Still no there's no way for it.
Am I louder now? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
better.
Alright. Y'all ready? This is The Basement Corpses by Sebastian Ormond. Edited by Craig Rorschach. And yeah, all that stuff from this website you guys remember. Ready? Alright. Part 1. Stephen Coolidge woke up.
You still on it?
Okay.
Okay. Alright.
Alright.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's it.
This should. What is? Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god, Weasel. Okay. That was the problem. It was picking up the AC. Okay. Should be better though. Oh, wrong thing. This. Okay, back. Stephen Coolidge woke up to smell decay. Already off to a bad start. Not the kind that lingered in garbage can bins. What do we mean? Britain. Whatever. Not the kind that lingered in garbage bins or clung to the pavement outside meat markets in July. This is something older, something wetter. There we go. Like the soil turned sour by the presence of something that shouldn't have been buried. The smell alone should have told him everything, but Stephen wasn't the man who immediately listened to instinct. He was practical and methodical. His first assumption was that a pipe had burst in the basement, or worse, some animal had crawled into the crawl space and died there. Easy. Feel that one, man.
lying in bed, staring at the hairline crack in the ceiling. Why was that so hard? He inhaled deeply and regretted it. No, that wasn't the pipe. Alright. It should catch my voice better. Yeah. He threw off the blanket, sat up, and rubbed the grit from his eyes. It took effort to peel himself away from the weight of sleep. If that's what had happened, he didn't remember his dreams. He didn't even remember the moment his body had gone still the night before. That was normal for him. Lately, his nights had been voids. Lost hours he buried bridges he stared there. That's concerning. I need some water or something. Alright. Should be better. Should be way better. With every step toward the basement door, the smell worsened. He stopped at the front shower. His hand hovering over the knob, pressed his lips together. A deep, unfeeling nod at him. Something he couldn't rationalize. He forced himself to shake it off. The smell was coming from the basement, and standing around speculating was going to change that. Excuse me. Stephen hesitated. No, wait, I skipped one. He turned the knob, swung the door open, and felt the air shift. Stagnant, and damp, curling up from the unseen depths below. Stephen hesitated at the first step. He'd lived in this house for 36 years. And all that time he never once dreaded going into the basement until now. Excuse me. Halfway down, the smell became unbearable. For a moment, he was sure he would vomit. He brought his hand up, his nose shut, and forced himself the rest of the way down. Stepping onto the cold concrete. The light bulb overhead flickered as he pulled the chain. At first he didn't see him. The basement had looked exactly as it had the day before. Wooden shelves along the far wall, filled with boxes of old VHS tapes. Canned goods and tools he regularly used.
used.
The washer and dryer sat in the usual places as in the water
heater.
Then his gaze settled on the floor. Stephen's mind rejected the image at first, treating it like a oh my god, treating it like some foreign object placed in his reality by mistake.
Daria,
Come on, Weasel. You here? Come on. There we go. A body. It was just laying there, sprawled out a few feet from the base of the stairs. It was just it was a man, late 30s, early 40s, average build. Face slack, eyes closed, hands curled loosely at his side. His body neither twisted nor rigid. He could have been sleeping, but he wasn't. Stephen stared where he was, staring at the corpse like it might sit up at any moment. His hands tightened at his sides. How the hell did this happen? His first thought was that it was some bizarre home invasion. Someone had broken in only to drop dead before making it back out. Heart attack or perhaps an overdose? No, it couldn't be. He checked all of his logs in the security system last night. Stephen's throat got dry. He turned his gaze towards the basement window. Still locked from the inside. The bulkhead door? No, the bolt was still in place. Oh my lord. What? Off topic, but interesting news. I officially ran out of 3D printer filament. Oh my god, can everyone stop? God. The one night I'm popular. Anyways. Where was I? There we go. The realization sent a sharp, uncomfortable feeling down his spine. Nobody had broken in. So how is this? Okay, this is tripping me up. I gotta do a different voice. This is tripping me up so bad. I'm hoping this one will be better. Maybe. Yeah. Definitely clearer. Alright. How did this body gotten there? Stephen forced to see forward. Approaching the corpse with a slow, measured steps. Up close, detailed sharp, dark hair, short and slightly unkempt. And it's kind of creepy. Perfect. A plain gray t-shirt, jeans, socks, but no shoes. No shoes. Okay, no shoes. We're walking around with socks but no shoes. Wacky! Love it. Love that for you. Well, not anymore because you're dead. But like, fun. Something about the feet unsettled him. You mean the socks? The socks on the feet? The feet that were in the socks? I'm sorry. Moving on. The skin was clean, no dust and dirt. If the man had walked here, there should have been something. It says clearly in the sentence before, socks, but no shoes. Why are we talking about his feet? Logical inconsistency. Whatever. Bending down slightly, Stephen reached out, hesitated, and then pressed two fingers against the man's neck. There was no pulse. The body was ice cold. He pulled back. There was no bruising, no blood either, no foam around the mouth. This man simply looked dead. Like he expired in the middle of the night. Stephen's hands clenched and unclenched at his sides. He should call the police. That was the right thing to do. But the thought of dialing 911 made him instantly ill. They wouldn't believe him. How could they? He had no explanation for why a corpse had manifested in his basement overnight. There were no signs of forced injury. He had no connection with the dead man as far as he knew. How do you explain that? Stephen rose to his full height. There were only two options. Call the police, or get rid of the body. Minutes passed, the light bulb buzzed overhead, flickering slightly in its old figure. He made his decision. The tarp was having in his hand. Stephen spread it out on the basement floor. He hesitated but crouched beside the corpse again. He braced himself. Slid his hands underneath the body's shoulders and heaved. It was too easy. The body had no stiffness, no rigor. It bent and moved as if it had only been dead for an hour. Maybe less. That was impossible. He didn't think about it. He couldn't afford to. Stephen rolled the body onto the tarp, careful not to let the arms squat too hard against the concrete. Then he wrapped the edges around it, making sure to cover everything. Then the process should have been grueling, but it wasn't. Something felt eerily familiar. Though Stephen couldn't ever recall ever having done it before. He carried the body upstairs, step by step, slow and careful. The weight was manageable. The man had only been alive hours ago, and yet there he was. Reduced to an unresponsive mass in Stephen's arms. The charged back seat was lined with an old, unmoving blanket. He placed the body inside, glancing toward his neighbor's house as he shut the door. Miss Gladwell's curtains twitched slightly. Stephen swallowed. Slid into the driver's seat and pulled out of the driveway. The night was quiet, the late summer heat still clung to the air, making the drive feel claustrophobic. He knew exactly where to go. The road stretched out before him. a dark path leading towards heavily wooded area beyond the town. He turned off onto a dirt road path, driving until he was far enough that the trees followed the truck's taillights. He worked quickly. Digging the hole took time, but not enough time. When he was done, he dropped the body and covered it, packed the dirt down. Then he drove home. The smell of decay still clinging to his clothes. Stephen woke up the next morning with a distinct feeling that something was off. He sat up, ran over his hair, and listened to the quiet of the house. His stomach turned as he suddenly filled with dread. The atmosphere felt the same way it had the morning before. Excuse me. His body moved before his mind caught up, but he was already at the basement door. Turning the knob and stepping down into the shadows. Before he knew it, the smell hit him before the sight did. There was another body laying exactly where the first had been. This time it was a woman. Late 40s by the look of her. Case older than that. Stephen stood at the foot of the stairs. His mouth opening slightly. No, he thought recoiling. No. This wasn't possible. His hands curled into fists, and for the first time in his life, he felt terror. Stephen didn't sleep the next night. Because he thought the same way would prevent another body from appearing. He had no illusions about that anymore. Because the weight of reality was beginning to settle over him. He wasn't losing time. He wasn't blacking out, driving corpses into his own basement. Someone, or something, which might mean the name there. And they won't stop. The second body burned everything fast. Not physical. Physically, it was the same unnatural. Always just the voices the man's had been. Psychologically, it had been different. He convinced himself that maybe there had been some kind of accident. Maybe there was an explanation. By the second time, he knew better. That knowledge was what kept him awake. Sitting as he came tangled, hands curled around half empty cup of coffee. At some point the coffee had gone cold. He didn't bother reheating it. Instead, he got up and went to the basement door. The knob was cold on his fingers, his stomach was stupid. He didn't have to open it. He knew what he would see, but he looked anyways. The smell was worse this time, stronger. Maybe because the bodies were accumulating so faster that we can make them disappear. Or perhaps he was finally beginning to understand the reality of this situation. A third body lay on the basement floor. A man in his mid-50s. His hair was gray. His face lined. He had the look of someone who had lived a hard life. Only to have it abruptly end in the middle of Stephen's house. Stephen didn't move for a long time. Eventually, his fingers found the edge of the door and he shut it. He went to the kitchen and sat down. Finally, he considered what he should have considered from the start. Calling the police. It was the right thing to do. It was the only thing to do. Except it wasn't. He had no proof of anything. There were still no fucking signs of forced entry. No camera footage of any intruder. No evidence that anyone had entered his home at all. All he had was the body. And that would be enough. Not for them, but for him. Because even if they didn't believe he killed those people, they would believe he was involved. And he had knowledge that he refused to stay here, or that he was hiding something. And anyway, he was. No matter how much he denied it, no matter how much he pushed it away, there was a truth lurking beneath it all. This wasn't random. It was happening to him specifically for whatever reason. He had been chosen, and if he did figure out why, he certainly would be next. Steven spent the rest of the morning watching his neighbor, Miss Gladwell, who slapped his window blind. He was watching his house. It was obvious in a way that would make anyone suspicious. But now and again, her gaze would linger a little too long, and her lips would press together a little too tightly. He wasn't sure if he knew something or just noticed the pattern. Him leaving in the middle of the night, the way he was trucking the dust of the soil the morning before, the fact she hadn't seen or the fact that he had been seen at work in 3 days. She was old, but she was just stupid. Stephen liked by himself, he needed to be careful. He wasn't the only one paying attention. Across town, a man named Danny Klein hunched over his laptop, scrolling through the local list of person requests. His fingers tapped against the desk as he read through the details. 3 disappearances in the last 2 weeks. No connections. Different backgrounds. Different ages. Different last name locations. Except for one thing. All 3 had been last seen near Stephen Coolidge's house. Danny leaned back in his chair. Considering the implications, it wasn't enough to prove anything, not yet. But it was enough to make him curious. Stephen wasn't surprised when Christoph Gregor knocked on his door that afternoon. His neighbor had never been the kind to keep his nose out of other people's business. In another life, Stephen might have called him a friend. They had grown up together. But after all, that life was long gone. Now, Christoph was another problem. Stephen opened the door halfway, walking the view inside. Something he needed. Christoph shoved his hand into his pocket. Doesn't look like hell. Stephen didn't respond. Well. Christoph shifted his weight. You've been acting weird, man. People are starting to notice. Stephen kept his expression neutral. People? Gladwell, some of the other neighbors, me, Christoph's gaze flicked past Stephen's shoulder. You haven't been to work either. Stephen shrugged. Christoph tilted his head slightly. Do you mind if I step inside? Yes,
Yes,
Stephen
Stephen
thought.
thought.
Yes, he did. He absolutely did. But no, it wasn't an option. If he said no, Kristoff would think something was wrong. If he thought something was wrong, he would do it. So Stephen stepped aside. Kristoff walked in. His gaze moved over the living room, scanning for something, but didn't seem to find it. Stephen shut the door, heartbeat slow and steady. I just considered. Kristoff turned to him. Sick, huh? Stephen nodded. Kristoff studied him for a moment, with slow breath. He didn't believe him. Stephen didn't know. He also wasn't pushing. And again, anyway. I gotta go. Kristoff said finally. Just take care of yourself, alright? Stephen nodded again. Kristoff left and Stephen locked the door behind him. Cameras went up that night. Stephen had installed them at every entrance, the windows, the bulkhead, the hallway leading to the basement. He was done with this. He was going to see who was bringing the bodies and put a stop to it. Stephen's eyes kitchen table, eyes locked on the laptop screen. The camera feeds were clear. He didn't move or let himself fall asleep. This time he would know. The truth was within his grasp. Still close to cracked. The next morning, Stephen woke up in bed. His stomach clogged. He scrambled upright, his hands gripping the sheets. No, he thought, his thoughts racing. He had been awake, watching. His feet hit the floor. His body moved toward line cutter. The laptop was still open on the table. He grabbed it, fingers cold as he scrolled through the footage. The feeds were clear, that is, until 3:37 p.m. At that time, everything went static. And for exactly 6 minutes, Stephen showed nothing. And then, 3:43 a.m., the basement feet flickered back to life and a body was laying on the floor. Stephen closed his laptop. His stomach twisted. It wasn't possible, but against all logic it was happening. Stephen sat in the dark with the laptop sat open in front of him. The grainy black and white footage of his face was frozen on the screen. The new body had appeared exactly at 3:43 a.m. in one frame. The floor was bare. The next, a corpse lay in the same spot as all the others. There was no transition to speak of, and no movement. The body simply materialized, as if from thin air. Stephen dragged a hand down his face, barely feeling skin against his bone. He had been watching. He had forced himself to stay awake, but sometime after 3, he had lost time again. Not sleep, lost time. His stomach turned. This wasn't human. It wasn't a person. An adapted body was something else. That something had been in his house for longer than he cared to consider. Like he had forced himself out of the chair. His body felt wet, exhausted in a way that had nothing to do with the sleep deprivation. He made coffee. He sat at the kitchen table, stared at the door leading to the basement. The smell was worse then. It wasn't exactly overwhelming, but it was sharper. Background music is getting bad.
Like bad, too loud, or what?
It wasn't exactly overwhelming, but it was sharper.
Like
Like
rock
rock
seeping into the wood.
Human.
Too loud? Okay. That should be loud enough that you can hear it, but not loud enough to be bad. Hello? Welcome home. I'm doing a stream off of my lap, you fat fuck. Hi. Sorry, good. I got a little whiskey. Why do you think nuts? I'm reading creepypasta. His stomach tightened. There were too many bodies. He hadn't even managed to bury the last one yet. He had barely even looked at it. Something about this one felt worse. Different. Slowly, Stephen pushed back from the table. He left his coffee untouched and went to the basement door. He didn't hesitate this time. He opened it, stepped inside, and went down. The body was male. He was in his mid-40s and had thin blonde hair. He was wearing a button-down shirt and khakis. He was the kind of man who looked like he had left the office on a Friday and never made it home. But that wasn't what caught Stephen's attention. Rather, it was the face. The dead man's expression wasn't blank like the others. His mouth was slightly open, like he'd been trying to say something before he died. His eyes were open just a sliver, showing just a glimpse of unfocused white. Stephen took a slow, measured breath, and then he noticed something else. A shadow where it shouldn't be. One. It was just out of the corner of his eye, half dark, lingering by the farthest part of the basement. At first, he thought it was just the usual dimness. The light bulb overhead failing to reach every corner. Then it had moved. Slowly, as if shifting into place. Then Stephen forced himself to focus. The darkness was gone, like it had never been there in the first place. He needed answers. He needed to understand why. This house had been in his family for generations. His father had lived there before him, and his grandfather before that. The basement had always just been a basement. Hadn't it? Stephen locked the bulkhead doors and the basement door behind him. He started searching the house. He didn't even know what he was looking for. Not at first. But something inside him, some part of him had something hidden in his mouth. Something inside him, the same part of him that had known the moment he saw the second body this wasn't going to stop, was telling him that there was something hidden in this house. Something his father had never told him. He found the journal in the attic, buried in an old wooden chest. Tucked beneath yellowed newspaper clippings and water-damaged books. His father's handwriting was unmistakable. Sharp, uneven strokes, the kind that made the letters look like they had been etched into the paper instead of written. Stephen took it downstairs and sat at the table. He had turned on the lamp and began to read.
Andrews started normally enough, documenting day-to-day accounts of life in the house, mentions of his mother, Phoenix's, fixing the basement door. Then 3 months before father died, the tone changed. The handwriting grew more frantic. The sentences stopped making sense. The debt must be paid, it read. The gift of silence is the only thing keeping them at bay. The walls breathe at night. I hear them, he continued. They whisper when I think I'm not listening. I should have told them. I should have told Stephen, but I can't. Stephen's breath caught in his throat as he continued reading. As the dates progressed, the words became more erratic. The last few pages were crossed out entirely. Stephen flipped through the wrong pages, and then just before the end, he found one last entry. That's the line. The door that cannot be opened does not mean there's nothing behind it. Stephen went cold. His father had known. He'd known everything for years. He didn't want to go back to the basement, but he did. He left the journal on the table and grabbed the flashlight. Even though he didn't need it, it went down. The body was still there. Stephen forced himself to move past it, for the farthest wall where the shadow had been. There was nothing there, just cement. But something about it felt off. Like the space was thinner than the rest of the basement. Like there was something behind it. His fingers skimmed across the surface. This concrete was inexplicably fainted. Then he heard a sound. A dull rhythmic thump. Emanating from the other side. Stephen pressed his palm flat against the wall, and the sound stopped. Something pressed back. Stephen staggered away. No, he thought. No. This wasn't a wall. It was a door. Went back upstairs, shut the basement door behind him. Didn't know what was behind that wall, but he knew it wasn't supposed to get out. And whatever that thing was, had been down there for generations. His father kept it locked away. Now the question was, could he? Because if the body's appearing in the basement, then something in the floor is seeping through. That something had changed. Stephen wasn't sure how much time he had left. By midnight, Danny Klein had everything he needed. Including a full map and timeline of every medicine person in the last 2 weeks. Every disappearance shaped one common factor, Stephen Cooley. Danny sat in his car, gripping the wheel, staring at the darkened house through the windshield. His gut told him he was right, he just had to prove it. Left it, police listed. Well, he figured something out. Meanwhile, Stephen sat at his kitchen table, totally oblivious to Danny's presence. He hadn't moved in over an hour. The journal sat in front of him, illuminated by lamplight. The words burned into his mind. The bodies kept disappearing. The thing behind the wall was awake. And Stephen was starting to understand something horrible. Something his father had done before him. The debt his family owed wasn't money. It wasn't a metaphor. It was something else entirely. If it wasn't paid, the bodies would stop. They could only get worse. The sound woke. Not the usual muffled hum. The house suddenly had a distant rumble of a truck passing the highway. This was different. It was inside. Stephen sat up too fast, the movement sending a jolt of nausea through him. His body felt sluggish, exhausted, sinking in his bones. But the sound coming from the basement cut through it. He clenched his cheeks as a low, rhythmic thump filled the air. He'd never been this loud before. His father's words pressed into his skull. The door that cannot be opened does not mean there's nothing behind it. Stephen swung his legs over the side of the bed and forced himself to stand. The room tilted slightly. His body was rejecting the reality of this, the same way it had been trying to. But this was a dream. This was no delusion. Whatever was down there was getting closer. The basement door loomed at the end of the hall. The wood grain barely visible in daylight. Stephen hesitated, a deep, gnawing certainty growing inside of him. If he opened that door, if he went down there, if he knew something awful was going to happen. He knew something awful was going to happen, but which was to him. He stepped forward, gripped the knob, and got. Pardon. The smell hit him immediately, not just rotten anymore, not just a sickly stench of bodies that had never belonged there. This was the odor of something older, something ancient. The air was damp, and the stairs creaked under his weight as he descended. The pole chain light swayed slightly, casting erratic shadows against the concrete walls. He knew his body was there, of course, lying where they always did. But Stephen dared look at it, because beyond it, at the furthest end of the basement, the cement wall had begun to split. Thin fractures spiderwebbed across the surface. Deep enough that he could see something moving between them. The sound was louder now. A dull, wet thump like something writhing inside of a coffin. It wanted out. It had always wanted out. But his father kept it in. Stephen took a slow step forward, his hand hovering over the crack. The moment his fingertips grazed the concrete, the basement light went out, and the darkness swallowed him whole. The room felt wrong, like it had folded inwardly, leaving him trapped within a space he couldn't escape and which didn't exist. And suddenly a voice rose from the abyss, not spoken aloud, but rather impressed into his mind, like an idea forming in real time. The debt must be day. Stephen switched to his side and he swallowed hard. I don't understand. A moment passed before a light echoed in his head. He will. The air shifted suddenly. There was a pressure on his back, a presence behind him, and something touched his shoulder. Stephen spun around. The light flickered back to life in his own. The cracks in the wall ignited. A knock at the door came an hour later. Stephen didn't answer at first. He just stood in the hallway staring at the door, at the outline of the figure standing on the other side. Whoever it was knocked again. Deliberate rap. Stephen exhaled slowly, pulled the door open on an inch, and froze. Detective Valerie Hendricks stood on his porch. Stephen's grip on the door for him tightened. Mr. Coolidge, She
She said,
may
"May
I
I
come
come
in?"
in?"
He
He
wanted to say no. Every bone in his body screamed at her to send her away, but he stepped back anyway, as if compelled. She didn't sit. She just stood inside the doorway, sharp-eyed, scanning the house. "You've been home the last few nights," she said. She wasn't asking a question, she was stating facts. Stephen nodded once. There have been some concerns. Neighbors have noticed unusual behavior. You leaving at odd hours, dirt on your clothes. Stephen said nothing. Henrik started him for a moment. "I'd like to ask you some questions about the disappearances." Stephen let the silence stretch before replying. "I don't know anything about that." Henrik didn't react. "We have reason to believe that's not entirely true." His jaw tightened. "Meaning?" She reached into her coat, pulled out a photograph, and held it up. Stephen's stomach turned into ice. He recognized the face that had appeared, not because he ever met the man, because he buried him.
"I think you should leave."
"Alright, Mr. Coolidge," Henrik said with a nod.
"If you insist."
"But I'll be back." Stephen shut the door and locked it. Then he turned and ran. A basement, the cracks in the wall. He didn't know what he was doing or why. His body moved on instinct. Something in him finally understood this wasn't about him. It was about his father, his family, a debt that had been passed down for years. And a price that remained unpaid. And now it was his responsibility. Stephen reached the base of the stairs. The wall was open, not completely, but enough. There's a gap, just wide enough for him to see something beyond it. Something vast and endless watching him. The voice pressed into his skull. "The debt must be paid." Stephen's finger twitched to his sides and he stepped forward. Danny Klein had been watching the house all night. When he saw Stephen disappear in the basement, he made him his mind. Danny got out of the car and he crossed the street. His sneakers scuffing against the pavement. He paused at the home, which sat staring at the door. A prickle of unease running down his spine. The lights were still on inside. Stephen had to be in there. Danny swallowed hard, pushing forward. He tried the knob. It was unlocked. The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end, but he stepped aside anyways. His nose was low and steady. "Hello?" He called out. No one replied. The living room was still, the kitchen untouched. Air felt stale. Thick with this lingering scent of something foul, like being earth and rot. Danny's fingers twitched to his side. From below he heard a sound. The distinctive thump, dull red, coming from the basement, and he froze. Danny's instincts screamed out of the back of his curiosity. The same curiosity that brought him here in the first place got the better of him. He moved through the hallway, calling hastily. The basement door loomed ahead, slightly ajar, revealing nothing but darkness beyond. Danny hesitated a moment. Then he reached. Then he carefully reached into the room. The moment his fingers touched the wood, the door yawned open on its own. Breath of cold air spilled out, carrying with a whisper of something unhuman. Danny's pulse spiked in his mouth like a drug. There was no turning back now. He had to know what was going on. He had suspected foul play, and if there's any chance he could stay alive, he had to try. Danny stepped forward into the darkness, and then descended into the basement. And Danny screamed. And screamed. Goblin! Yo, Colin, that you? I guess you can't hear me. Oh well. Next morning, Valley had arrived at the morning. She found the door unlocked and stepped inside. The house was empty. She moved to the kitchen in the hallway and stopped at the basement door. It was wide open. She had to go stop at the stairs and look down and saw the bodies inside the violent. Just in the basement. The single peeping hole in the farthest wall. Was space or something that once been grabbed. And now it was gone. And Stephen Coolidge has never seen or heard from again. A month later, Harrison moved in the house with his family. That night, the smell of something strange woke him. It was faint at first. Not strong enough to trigger an immediate alarm, but noticeable. Beneath the usual sense of dust in the woods, something damp and cloying seeped up from the floors. Harrison sat up slowly. His wife Renee's steady breathing beside him barely registered as his time fell asleep. The room was dark, save for the slanted light from the street light outside. He listened. The house was quiet initially. Everything seemed to be fine, but he couldn't ignore the smell. Harrison slipped his legs over the side of the bed, the wooden floor beneath his seat. He punched up and moved toward the bedroom door, fearful of like his outfit. The two kids were sleeping in the next room. There was something wrong, he needed to handle before either of them woke up. He crept down the hall, down the stairs, following the stairs, taking to the back of his throat. By the time he reached the basement door, his sense of throat was palpable. He instinctively knew it. Something was wrong. His house was new. His family had just moved in only days ago. Boxes remained all still stacked in the living room. Furniture had barely settled in place, but in spite of the novelty of their new living arrangements, Harrison felt there was something out of place. Listen to the odors. He had noticed an oddity for a while already. The realtor had said it had been vacant for months. Now Harrison wasn't sure. He started to be light. There had been a few signs that something was somewhat amiss, leading to the sailor's eagerness. But the offer on the price was too good to pass up, and the promise of a better future for his family had overridden his logic. Classic loud white people logic in horror movies. This guy's white as fuck. Renee might not be. The doorknob was cool underneath his palm. Slowly he turned it and stepped inside. The basement was still. The old bulb overhead flickered as it warmed, pushing back shadows of open patches. The air was heavy and humid, pressing around it. At the base of the stairs, there was the body. Harrison gasped and groaned. For a long moment, his mind refused the process what he was looking at. The corpse sprawled out on its back, arms and legs, arms slanted inside, with his head turned slightly forward. It appeared to be that of a living man. authority. Garbed in unremarkable clothing. Its facial expression was far too peaceful for what it was. Harrison's body locked up. What the hell was this? Let's go. Like Stephen before him, I told him this had to be a ritual or a home invasion gone wrong. I failed breaking, and yet there were no signs of forced entry. Logs were still intact. The windows hadn't been disturbed, and the basement door had been shut. There was no way someone had gotten inside. Unless Harrison swallowed hard, forcing himself to move closer, crouched beside the body, stomach twisting in the knots. Reluctantly, he reached out a hand and made contact with the corpse. The man's skin was cool, wasn't stiff or bloated. Alarmingly, it looked like it felt as if he had just died. He noted there was no bruising or blood or outward signs of foul play, and yet there was a dead man in his basement. Harrison's fingers curled against his bone. He knew he had to call the police. After all, it was the right thing to do, the only thing to do. But as he turned to shout, he just got to reach of the flickering light. The farthest wall of the basement seemed thinner than it should be, with dimensions slightly off. Harrison's stomach lurched, fighting back the urge to vomit. He took a slow, careful step towards his fingers skimming the surface of the concrete cold. Behind it, he heard a dull, rhythmic thump. Harrison backed away, his feet crawling. The air shifted slightly. The bulb flickered once, swallowed hard. Forcing himself to turn, preparing to leave, his first step, and from behind him he heard an unfamiliar voice. The debt must be paid. Instead, the words weren't spoken, they were in his head. Harrison's hand shook. He bolted for the basement door, climbed the stairs furiously, slammed the door shut behind him, never looked back. He didn't sleep that night. He woke Renee and called the police. Officers just arrived after dawn. Two uniformed men stepped out of the squad car. Officers branded and money. Their names pinned to their chests beneath sun-faded badges. Harrison met them at the door. There's a body in the basement. He felt the more sleep. Brand glanced at Lenny. Then back to Harrison. He found it this morning. Harrison nodded. It wasn't there yesterday. Officers exchanged significant glance. It was at the first moment Harrison nearly knew that they had heard all this before. All of a sudden, it felt like the world's biggest fool. They pushed past him and moved through the house with quiet, measured steps. When they reached the basement door, Harrison lingered behind them. Arm crossed tight over his chest, the doorknob was still cold. Branch twisted it, stepping inside. Lemonine followed. The smell hit them immediately. Lemonine covered his nose with sleep. Christ. Harrison didn't step inside. He didn't need to. He had already seen enough. Brand crouched beside the corpse. His face remained neutral, as if none of this surprised him. For a long moment, neither officer spoke. Then, without looking up, Brand muttered, "Lemonine called it in." Harrison moved out the next day. It didn't matter that they had no explanation for the body. It didn't matter that the officers asked the questions but offered no answers. Harrison didn't care. He didn't want answers. He just wanted things out. Realtors tried to convince him otherwise. A tragedy, sure. We'll know of it said over the phone. But why abandon a perfectly good home? It's just one of those things. Mr. Leeds, these things happen. These things happen. Harrison scoffed. That was all the confirmation he needed. But this wasn't the first time. This house had been vacant for a reason. And it would be vacant again, because he wasn't leaving it behind for someone to walk into the scene now. He was gonna end it. The demolition permit took 3 weeks to process. During that time, Harrison rented a house 2 towns over, signing the lease before the grenades suggest that he stay with family. He kept his mouth shut when his wife asked him why. He just told her, "It's done. We're never talking about it again." And that was the truth. Because even if she didn't believe him, even if she thought he was being irrational, she didn't see what was behind the wall, and she could hear the voice. A wrecking crew arrived Monday morning, just before 8. Harrison parked down the street, staying just far enough away to watch. The lot had already been cleared of evidence. The police made sure of that. And now the house is empty, quiet, waiting. By noon, the walls had come down. By evening, there was nothing left but rubble. By nightfall, the first foundation markers had already been staked in the ground. And your house is coming, a fresh start, clean and untouched. No one would ever know what had been buried beneath it. Harrison sat in his car for a long time, staring at the ruins of this place. The place that had almost swallowed him. But then he put the car into drive and left. For good. 2 months later, the first family moved in. A young couple expecting their first child. That night, the father woke up to a strange smell. It was faint at first, barely noticeable. The scent of something damp in the day, damp and cloying, seeping up before words. He sat up slowly and listened downstairs, somewhere in the dark. Rhythmic thump echoed from the bowels of the foundation. And that was the story of the bodies in the basement. Make sure to check this out on your own time, or rather, Basement of Corpses. Thank you all. Sorry for my cameo. I hope you know you sound like Morgan Freeman in my ear because of my voice changer. It's only catching me up occasionally because I've got noise canceling on. Help, I've been kidnapped. Bitch. Eat my entire dog. Oh, don't hurt me with it. I wouldn't live in another house with a basement. Stay. Also, why didn't they just fucking purge? Like, exterminatus from space. Fucking salt the earth on that bitch. You know? What? Evil house with demonic bullshit. It's hardly gonna get 3 movies out of it otherwise. Don't know. Either way, not important. Thank you all for joining me here tonight for the stream. I don't know why I decided to read a creepypasta. I just did.
You should read Jed, your roommate, next time.
No.
Or as I like to call it, Nurkle's Delight.
Suck my cock, you whore. Ugh. Also, I thought I heard Colin.
He is here.
He exists in this space.
He exists in this space and will be cuddling thoroughly with me tonight.
I wish to pester him slightly.
He's in the living room for pestering.
Okay. As always, do all the YouTube stuff. It was creepy and that's a good thing. Yeah. I think the music helped. I think I need to fuck around with my voice mod settings again and get it to do right again because it's fucking up again. But that's to be expected with new updates. You gotta constantly do shit with updates. Anyway, thank you for joining me here tonight. Make sure to stay hydrated, stay out of traffic, stay out of small spaces you can get trapped in. Stay awesome, possum, and stay feral, my feral friends. I love you all. Have a good night. I'll see you next time. This is Penelope Possum signing out for the night. Gonna play possum till next week. When I see you again, peace out. Good night. See you soon.